Hi guys, I'm going to take something on in this video that's been bugging me for quite some time, and that's these atheist assholes. You know, just because you declare yourself to be an atheist, that doesn't mean you're a good person. Not at all. It doesn't mean anything. Okay? It doesn't even mean you're rational. There's a lot of atheist assholes out there without any morals or principles or scruples, code of ethics, no sense of responsibility to anyone around them or any living thing. Giant assholes. There's one famous one here on YouTube. Gets millions of hits. I watched a few of his videos. He claims to be an atheist of the amazing variety. I watched a few of his videos. It was all I could... I couldn't stomach anymore. Boy, what an asshole that guy is. I don't know what his definition of atheism is, but it's certainly not mine. You know, in fact, if that's the, you know, if you're using a single term definition for your lifestyle or point of view, I think you got to come up with something better than just declaring yourself to be an atheist. That it doesn't say very much about you. Other than the fact that you are not existing under the oppressive burden of a theocracy or theistic ideas and beliefs. That's all it says. But it doesn't say what you're for. It says what you're against, but it doesn't say what you stand for. Another case in point, two real son of a bitches from Las Vegas, Penn and Teller. They've got this show called Bullshit. I don't know if it's still on the air or not, but you can watch a number of episodes on YouTube. I watch, I don't know, 10 of them or so, and some are pretty good, some are kind of weak, and some are just outrageously awful. You know, they took on homeopathy and secondhand smoke. I thought those were pretty good. As a person who likes to have the occasional cigar, I really get annoyed with the anti-smoking Nazis who, go, your smoke is offending me. Yeah, really. I mean, there's laws being passed in my county now that are just banned. They've banned smoking everywhere. They've banned it in parks. They've banned it, within 100 feet of a school. Now they're going to start banning it in all residences, if they haven't already. So yeah, I thought their show on secondhand smoke was pretty good. But they did a few episodes where I think the real bullshit wasn't the issue that they were tackling. The real bullshit was Penn and Teller. Okay? If you haven't seen the show, the premise is simple. They establish a topic du jour. All right? Like I said, it's secondhand smoke, homeopathy, feng shui, whatever. And then they proceed, and often it's a sacred cow, at least for some people. And then they proceed to tear the sacred cow apart, and reveal it for the bullshit notion that it is. Allegedly, that's the goal and ambition of the show. Right? And I say, yeah, probably most of the time, based on what I've seen, they succeed. But man, these guys, they can be so crass, so callow, so asinine, that it's just infuriating. And the shows that I'm thinking of that really infuriated me were Endangered Species, which they declared to be bullshit, Recycling, which they declared to be bullshit, and what was Global Warming. Global warming is bullshit. Yeah, I don't think so, Penn. And see, now, these two guys, they have high IQs, obviously. To do the kind of magic acts that they do, that shows real talent. That takes a lot of intelligence to put together those kind of stage shows. So I grant them that they have intelligence, but they're misapplying it. I mean, just because somebody has a high IQ, that also doesn't mean that they're wise, you see. Hitler had a fairly high IQ. Richard Nixon had an IQ, I think it was estimated to be, 141, something like that? A lot of despicable people in human history have had high IQs and have done terrible things. Okay, so simply declaring yourself to be an atheist and taking an IQ test and scoring high, that doesn't make you a good person, not far from it. And these two guys are case in point, you know. It's not that in these three shows, the global warming, endangered species, and recycling, it's not that everything they said in the show was false, although a lot of it was. It was the way that they constructed their arguments that was false and misleading. Their primary technique that they use to stick the knife in and give it a twist is sarcasm and satire. You know, they do Onion-like sketches, or if you've seen the Tonight Show, you know, jaywalking type setups, where, you know, you've seen Tonight Show jaywalking, right? They go on, they have these person on the street interviews, and they ask people questions like, you know, what country, where is Kansas located, or something, and what country is Kansas located in? Person can't get it, or, you know, just really obvious questions, and all that they reveal is that, yeah, your average citizen is a dumb fuck. Okay, we know that. That's a given. But that's not an argument. That's just revealing the really low standard of education in our society, the really low standard of scientific literacy, and the minimal body of knowledge that your average person is walking around with. Okay, yeah, it reveals that, but that's not an argument, and they use that a lot. You know, they do these jaywalking type interviews, and they ask people to talk about recycling or global warming or endangered species, and then the people look foolish, right? And you look at the comments on these videos, and everybody's clapping. Oh, what a brilliant argument Penn and Teller have put forward. That's not an argument, right? Sarcasm is not an argument. So they use that technique, satire, irony, lots dripping with irony, lots of sarcasm, and then they stack the deck in favor of their argument by only calling in experts that will support their point of view. And very often, these are industry shills. These are paid shills for either the waste disposal business, or for whatever, you know, agencies that are vehemently opposed to the idea that there's such a thing as global warming. All right, I'm trying to think of what that one industry is. I think it's called the Competitive Enterprise Institute. I don't want to stop here and Google it because I'll break my train of thought. Yeah, I think it's called the CEI, Competitive Enterprise Institute. Well, they're a shill organization. They want to go around. They lobby government and try to shut down every piece of legislation that will do anything proactive regarding global warming, and that's their deal, right? And they say landfills are good, no need to recycle. It was that person, one of these shills from that organization, that was in the recycling video, which they declared to be bullshit. So they only bring on. What's another example? I don't know if they've done peak oil. It wouldn't surprise me if they call peak oil bullshit, because they have no principles or scruples. They just want to assuage and cater to and lick the boots of their corporate sponsors. They're company men. That's what they are. They're company men, ass lickers for free market capitalism. And I think that disgusts me more than anything else. Anyway, back to the show. So they use a lot of irony and sarcasm. They do the jaywalking stuff. They do a lot of satire. They heavily bias their arguments with bought and paid for industry shills. And then this is all seen as you know, the shtick of Penn and Teller is Teller's the quiet one, the sidekick, and Penn does all the talking. Fairly large, rotund man, big barrel-chested man, you know, braggadocio. He does all the talking. And I guess, I don't know why they took on these sacred cows of things like, you know, global warming or endangered species. Maybe they just ran out of topics. Or maybe they just wanted to get a rise out of people. Or maybe they're just, like I said, they're just real assholes who believe this. I kind of think the latter, because Penn Jillette, the big guy, the braggadocio, he from what I've been able to glean from watching these episodes, he sees the entire world through a prism of free market capitalism. That's my capsule review of his mentality, his code of ethics. It's all about money, 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 cash, right? Free market economic principles are what come first and foremost in his mind. And if you watch the recycling video, he must have mentioned why he's against recycling. First and foremost is because, and I don't know when the show was filmed, this number may have changed, but he says it costs us $8 billion a year. That's the debt load, the financial burden placed on the taxpayer to carry out these recycling programs. And he just goes, he must have mentioned that 10 times, if he mentioned it once. You know, that's the basis of his argument, you know, sort of Cato Institute, free market, libertarian dogma, right? And everything gets filtered through that prism. And I think that's what it pisses me off more than anything else. You know, in this endangered species video, you can really, these guys are from Las Vegas. I think Penn has a house in Las Vegas or on the outskirts. Pretty sure. They're from Las Vegas, and why is that relevant? Well, Las Vegas is one of the most ugly, disgusting, toxic pieces of excrement on the face of the earth. I haven't been to New Jersey and Atlantic City, so I can't vouch for that. But I can say that Las Vegas is, if it were to be nuked tomorrow, it would be a service to mankind. There is no possible justification for that city to exist. None. It's rooted in vice, obviously gambling, prostitution. Nevada has a strict anti-drug laws, so I don't know about drugs, but lots of booze and gambling and prostitution. It's just all manner of vice. It's filth. The town is pure filth. And one of the most unpleasant things I had to do in my corporate career was go to these goddamn conventions in Las Vegas. I mean, it just walking through a casino, and you always have to walk through a casino to get to the conference rooms, because the elevators dump you out on the ground floor of the casino in almost all these hotels like the MGM. Just walking through a casino just makes me feel like I needed a shower. It's ugly, awful, just the very lowest of the slime of the human race. And even people who normally, they say, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah, it's because even people who are normally decent people that go through some kind of bizarre attitudinal shift when they go to Vegas, and they do things that they otherwise, a normal, decent human being would never do. They engage in activities that a normal person would never engage in. So it's a town, it's just a disgusting, despicable, filthy fucking town. And that's where these guys, that's home plate for these Penn and Teller assholes. And why I'm bringing this up is because I think it's tainted them. It's tainted their entire vision of the world. I know it has. I don't think it has. I know it has. It's polluted them psychologically, emotionally, and it's given them a weird, twisted view of the world. Fucked up view of the world. And you can see that if you watch the endangered species video, which is on YouTube. You can just see it in the way that Penn Jillette expresses himself in this video. You know, he's looking at a blue whale, and he's saying, well, I think the language he used was, you know, you may find this inspiring. May. See? And that's code for the fact. No, I don't know. I'm not saying you have to appreciate every animal in nature, but it's clear he does not. Right? It's clear. I mean, as you know, I'm a diver and a fisherman, and I just find it, when I've seen blue or gray whales or large schools of dolphin on the ocean, to me I find it exhilarating. You know, it makes my heart pound to see that. But not Penn Jillette. You know, he's a cold lump of shit. Not, you know, money, 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 money. That's what he tees off of. But seeing a blue whale on the surface of the oceans, you know, spouting, taking a breath, that evidently that just leaves him cold and emotionless. So that's the mindset of these two asshats, these two ass clowns, right? It's all about the money. It's all about free market capitalism, right? Everything gets filtered through that prism. And that's pretty much what an atheist asshole is. Somebody who, yeah, they're not living under the burden of theistic beliefs. Their minds aren't warped and twisted with weird, irrational, illogical, unsound, unscientific beliefs. But, okay, that tells you what's not there, but what is there for a lot of these people is very crass, mercantile, consumeristic, materialistic philosophy about life, which is just, for me, I find that equally repulsive. I find that incredibly repulsive. There's a guy here on YouTube that calls himself an atheist, gets millions of hits. He says he's an atheist of the amazing variety. I couldn't watch more than a few of this guy's videos. I found him just so utterly obnoxious, asinine. You know, okay, you're an atheist, yes, so you're okay, now we know what you don't stand for. What do you stand for? Apparently no set of values or ethics when it comes to treatment of animals, animal cruelty, none that I could see. In one of his videos, he's stuffing a big, like I think it's a Carl's Jr. burger, you know, into his face, basically mocking vegetarianism, you know. Just because you declare yourself to be an atheist, that doesn't give you a right to have no sensitivity or consciousness or feeling of responsibility for any living thing around you. That doesn't give you a pass, which is the way that a lot of people approach that philosophy. Oh, it's a free-for-all. It means I can do anything. Well, says you. That's your interpretation. That's the way you've built out your moral view of the world. It's not mine. I find people who think like that to be obnoxious, repugnant. I don't want to have anything to do with them. Anything. And I've had more than a few come on my channel. I can tell people like that. I just know. Based on the comments they leave, and then I go look at their page and I look at the kind of videos that they favorite and the comments that they leave on those videos, and it's very clear. Very clear what kind of person they are. I don't want to have anything to do with assholes like that, who think the earth is here to rip and chop and burn and tear and process so it all can be converted into profit. I don't want to have anything to do with people like that. The hyper-capitalist cheerleaders, free market, Chicago School of Economic cheerleaders. You all can fuck off. I don't even want you on my channel. I don't even want you as a subscriber. You make me puke. This is war. Where we're at now, and I'm not threatening violence. I'm threatening violent dialogue. I'm not espousing actual violence. It may come to that. I don't know. But this is war. It's at least a war of words. It's a war of philosophies. And it's time to draw the lines. You know, like Battlestar Galactica. It's time to put that yellow tape down the hall and pick a side. What side are you going to be on? Are you going to side with the free market capitalists, the materialists, the consumer-driven economy that's burning the planet down? You going to go with them? Or are you going to go on the other side that has a sense of ecological awareness and environmental responsibility? And I know that sounds touchy-feely and lefty. I don't give a fuck anymore. This is war. Okay, you're either on one side or you're on the other. And actually, this is more important to me than your religious viewpoint. Although, you know, if you're a Christian, you have to, Genesis starts off saying, you know, this dominionism, man has dominion, that's what it says, over the earth and all things on it. So I don't know how you could possibly be on the responsible side and believe that at the same time. That seems like a conflict between your religious belief and your so-called values that you are trying to espouse. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. That's up to you to work that out. That's not for me to work it out for you. I don't see how the two can correlate, positively correlate. But that's your business, not mine. But this is war, man. Enough of the Penn and Tellers and their bullshit videos. The bullshit in the bullshit videos is Penn and Teller themselves, saying we need have no regard for any species. We need have no regard for the amount of crap that we're dumping into the earth, like they pointed out in their recycling video. Oh, one landfill in Kansas, 30 miles square, can contain all the garbage produced in the United States. Totally missing the point in the most asinine way imaginable. It's not whether you can have a 30-mile square landfill and put all our garbage in the land. It's why are we producing all this crap in the first place, Mr. Gillette? Why are we tossing all these computer monitors and televisions and washing machines and dishwashers and refrigerators into landfills after being used only, 4 or 5 years? I've seen this firsthand. I know if you work for a major company, everything's computer driven nowadays. The IT department in my last company, and it wasn't even a big company. Less, 200-300 people. The IT department had a giant, well, not giant, a large room. It must have been 1,000 square feet room, and just piles of discarded keyboards and mice and computer monitors and hard drives. I mean, it was astonishing. And, you know, where did it all go? Some recycling center somewhere in India or China or Bangladesh, I don't know. But it was staggering, the amount of computer waste that we would produce. And I've worked for, and that pales in comparison to the larger software companies that I've worked for. I mean, it's just overwhelming, the amount of toxic waste, you know. And it is, I mean, a printed circuit board is toxic waste. I mean, everything that's on that thing is toxic, right? And the amount of, one company I worked for, I mean, the amount of monitors, we had a leasing program. I think our computers lasted, what, about a year and a half? I think that's about how long we were, you know, and then you get a new laptop every year and a half, every 18 months. And I don't know where it went. It went somewhere. But there was, I mean, there were thousands of employees in that company. And just the amount of monitors and laptops and keyboards and printers was just staggering. So, Penn, it's not that, you know, in your recycling video that you called bullshit, it's not that we don't have the landmass to put all this shit. It's how we're consuming resources in just the most unbelievably wasteful, harmful, and toxic way that we're consuming resources, oil primarily, oil-based economy, to create all these hydrocarbon derivatives. Plastic is oil. I think you all know that. You should by now. It's just an insane, white-hot driven consumeristic society and the insane, repulsive wastefulness of it all. That, you never address that in your recycling video, right? For you, it's just the money, the money, the money, the money. Cost the taxpayers $8 billion a year. Those are side issues. Those are secondary and tertiary issues at best. I mean, I've talked about this in previous videos. There are gyres all over the planet. In every ocean. I think there's 5 of them. And these are just a soup of toxic waste. A soup of plastic. The biggest one is in the Pacific Ocean. There's one southeast of Hawaii and there's one southwest of Hawaii. Thousands and thousands of square miles of plastic detritus. In 1998, there was 6 times as much plastic in these gyres as there was plankton. You know what it is now? It's close to 50. It's close to 50. And these birds think that this is food, and the marine mammals think this is food, and they consume this. They're cutting open albatrosses, and they're finding their stomachs are just filled with plastic. We're just killing this planet, man. Killing it. I mean, this literally is a Soylent Green reality that we're moving towards. You remember in Soylent Green, Charlton Heston found out through his research at the library that there was no more plankton in the ocean. It was all gone. Humanity had managed to kill the oceans. That we're moving there now. I've heard reports that studies have shown that in 20, 30 years, there will be no more fish in the ocean. 90% of the fish in the ocean are gone. They're gone. So for you two assholes, Penn and Teller, to make this endangered species bullshit video and call endangered species bullshit, you are the main bullshit, my main man. You are the bullshit. You need to fucking wake up. You need a good slap across the face, both of you, and wake the fuck up. Yes, you have high IQs. We get that. You're very intelligent men, but you're using your intelligence in horrific ways. You're misapplying your intelligence. In the pursuit of what? Entertainment? To do card tricks? To provide entertainment for people who come to your Vegas shows? I mean, fuck, man, your life's gotta... It's gotta stand for something more than that. More than what's in your bank account. I think both of you are just lost causes, really. You just, yeah. You're a couple of fails. Like I said, it's war, man. There's no fence straddling in this debate. No more fence straddling. You're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem. You either take this debate to all those around you, all your coworkers, all your friends, all your family, neighbors, people listening on the internet. You either climb on board, get with the program, or you're part of the problem. Right? You're like the greasy John Travolta character in Pulp Fiction. Oh, I love pork. Bacon tastes good. Pork chops taste good. You're a dumb, unenlightened, greasy thug-like character like him. Or your eyes are opened. Like his counterpart, Samuel Jackson. And you start living a responsible life. At least start thinking in a responsible way. And articulating your views in a responsible way. Not cramming a fucking Carl's Jr. double-decker fucking bacon cheeseburger into your mouth like the atheist who thinks he's so amazing. That's not being responsible. And giving the finger to all the vegetarians. Oh, fuck you, there's no religious rules. We're not living in India. I eat cows all I want. This is a war of ideas. And simply declaring yourself to be an atheist doesn't give you a pass in any of these battles that are being waged right now. But we're killing the planet, folks. You can't put it in any more clearer or starker terms than that. We're killing the planet. 90% of the fish in the ocean gone. Every stream, lake polluted. All across the earth. Air in most cities polluted. Some cities like Chicago have 1-2% less oxygen for the people to breathe. We're living in a toxic stew of our own devising, our own making. And I don't want to hear any more fucking arguments applauding capitalism. Fuck capitalism. Yes, fuck capitalism. Well, have you got something better? Well, you're a communist then. No. As Terence McKenna once said, communism is the pathetic, weak twin sister of capitalism. I don't know what's going to take its place. Maybe the Venus Project guys, maybe they're barking up the right tree. Supposedly they got a movie coming out in March. It may be out. I'd like to see it. Maybe we do need to look at a resource-based economy. Maybe that's the way to go. I don't know. But a lot of you are smart, right? Instead of continuing to be cheerleaders for free market policies and, really shallow, juvenile, libertarian type arguments, why don't you come up with a new system, right? You've got the brains. you know, if you're able to study economics, that requires a lot of math and statistics, so clearly you've got the brain. Come up with something that'll work. Something better than what we have now. There's got to be something that would work. Yeah, obviously, it's a tough problem. Multivariate problem. Very, very hard. It's probably, I mean, what we have now is a confluence of factors, of variables that are all coming to bear on us, this species, all at the same time, right? It isn't just a single problem, single variable problem. It isn't just the fact that we have a crippled financial system where the Fed prints money. A corrupt relationship between the Fed and the Treasury and the Wall Street banks. That alone would be enough, and probably will be enough, to sink this country. But it's much more than that. We've got that. We've got the fact that we're running out of resources all over the planet. Running out of oil, running out of water, fresh water. We've got the pollution problem that I've already ranted about. We've got overpopulation. Yeah, if we had 5 more Earths, no, then we wouldn't be overpopulated. But we don't have 5 more Earths. We can't go drag another Earth into orbit and go take its oil or its water. We have overpopulation. We have a variant of the pollution problem that is affecting the entire species. It's affecting the genotype-phenotype of the human race. And that's all this fucking plastic that's in the environment. The bisphenol A. That's in everything. You can't hardly buy food anymore that doesn't come wrapped in plastic. And that's in our bodies. Of all the people across the earth. And it's doing weird shit to us. We're all getting extremely obese. It's affecting the way we think. We're polluting our bodies. Our bodies are just morphing into something not optimally human. Right? We've got the whole problem of irrational religious belief. That, I'm just surprised that I wake up on any given day and I haven't heard about a nuclear bomb going off. It's somewhere in the Mideast. So we've got crazy, radical, violent religions running the planet. Okay, so it's a whole confluence of factors. It isn't just one thing. We got multiple problems going on here. And to simply laugh and yuck it up, endangered species is bullshit, recycling is bullshit, global warming is bullshit, and to make a joke out of it, these very serious issues, is the height of irresponsibility, the height of recklessness, misapplication of intelligence. Turn off the fucking sports and ballroom dancing. Right? Do something with your life besides taking the leaf blower off the garage wall every time a few leaves fall down on your fucking lawn. Stop fetishizing over your fucking lawn, you suburban douchebag. And go fucking read a book or something. Do something with your life. Something constructive. Idiot. Fucking using hydrocarbons, oil that took millions of years to produce so you can run a fucking leaf blower. You fucking moron. Jag off. God, man. It's fucking fetishistic, consumeristic culture has got to go. It's done. It's done. Start closing down the fucking Walmarts and the big box marts. We're done. It's over. No more Walmarts. Not a single fucking one. Don't build another fucking Walmart. Ever. Stop throwing all this fucking plastic and electronic trash into landfills. And we've got maybe a few years to reel this thing in and stop this and maybe save this planet. Yeah, oh good God, lefty, save the planet shit. Fucking A, man. Planet's fucking dying and we're killing it. Don't pull that lefty commie crap on me, you fucking asshole. Planet's fucking dying. We're burning it to the ground. You better wake up, pal. Better wake up. I don't think it's going to happen. It doesn't seem like it's happening. People just want to giggle. They want to indulge in a bunch of narcissistic giggles watching their little stupid fucking television shows every night. Fuck, man. Just dumb-ass fucking species. Dumb-ass fucking species. Doesn't even have enough intelligence to know how dumb it is. That's an understatement. So I don't know. I don't know what, what good my rants do. What good does it do just me to keep fucking ranting here? Blows off some steam, maybe that's about it. But fucking coming years, man, are going to be bad, bad, bad. I just know it. You can see it. You can see it coming. You can see this fucking civilization train wreck coming. I mean, you would have thought Chernobyl would have woken up the human race. You would have thought, right? That horror of that event would have woken up the human race. Do you know you're still eating radioactive food from that event? The apricots and almonds and that you buy in like your Turkish market, open air market. You know those are radioactive still to this day. The milk and the produce in that region is radioactive. Parts of that people won't be able to live because of the cesium. They won't be able to live there for hundreds and hundreds of years. You would have thought that would be enough to wake up the human race, wouldn't you? And now you would have thought, post-Fukushima, that would have been enough. Looking at this radioactive plume that's spreading all throughout the Pacific Ocean, you would have thought people would say, okay, we were blind, and stupid, and dumb, but this horror is enough. This horror is enough. At least shut down these aging nuclear plants. If you don't shut them all down, at least we're going to get rid of the faulty ones. The GE Mark I reactor designs. We'll at least get rid of those. You would have thought the light would have gone off, and we would at least have done that. Nope. Nope. Full speed ahead. I mean, you would have thought that these toxic tar sands up in Canada, toxic waste pits, so vast that they're visible from space. And if one of these retaining walls ever breaks and the waste dump flows into the river, it'll pollute that area of northern Canada till the end of time. You would have thought, seeing that disgusting toxic stew up there in Alberta, that would have woken people up. Nope. Nope. You would have thought the way that we've polluted the Ecuadorian jungle, what the oil companies done down there, you'd have thought that horror would have wake people up. Nope. Or that the toxic plastic gyres in the Pacific Ocean and all the world's oceans where plastic outnumbers plankton 50 to 1. You thought that would wake people up. Nope. No amount of horror, I'll make a blanket statement, no amount of horror, it seems, is sufficient to wake people up out of their stupor. Nothing. All these events, all this ecocide, environmental apocalypse, no amount of horror, it appears, will do anything to dampen the spirits of the boosters of consumerism, materialism, and free market capitalism. They're just going to drive this fucking civilization bus right off the cliff, and then it'll end. It'll end with an actual, total apocalypse. And that'll be it for planet Earth. Half-life of uranium, 4.5 billion years. We've only got another billion years or so before the sun starts heating up so much that life on this planet becomes untenable. We don't have till the sun goes supernova. The oceans will boil off this planet long before that. 2 billion years tops. But the half-life of uranium, 4.5 billion years. Half-life of plutonium, about 25,000 years. The half-life of cesium, I don't know, hundreds of years. It only has to fail once to end this experiment. There's more radioactive cesium in one cooling pool in one reactor than all the nuclear bombs ever detonated on this planet. And we've detonated about 2,000 or so. More radioactive cesium in one cooling pool in one reactor than all those bombs combined. And it only has to fail once. Insane fucking species. We've got a more fundamental problem than just religion. Something fucking broken in the human brain. And for assholes like Penn and Teller to think of us for a moment, people who say, well, civilization comes first, fuck the animals. Let me read a comment here. Let me read what's some of these animals go except shit, dies, something else takes its place, blah blah blah. Eventually the whole planet is doomed, so sit back and enjoy the ride. Realityification. That's the Jagoff user's name who made that comment. I don't care if any animals go extinct. And these videos have hundreds of comments like that. Fuck everything. I have no responsibility. I have no concern for any living thing other than me, money, keep civilization going. That's how all these comments read on these Penn and Teller videos. I swear, if only this could be solved through a cage fight, I would beat these people within an inch of their life, an inch short of death, for having views like this. I'm not advocating violence. I'm just saying, you know, if this could be settled in a cage, I'm willing to step in the cage. We just can't have people like this running the planet anymore. Can't have it. Can't have it. We need to draw a line, paint the line down the center of the auditorium, and everybody needs to take a side, figure out what side you're on, and let's just have at it. And the winners get to run the planet. That's what we need right now. No more No more debates in Congress. No more fucking corporate shill videos. No more Madison Avenue advertising. Fuck. Just have it out. Have it out. Last man standing wins the debate. I don't think. What's the point of making a logical, emotional appeal at this point? What's the point? No amount of horror will do anything. Fucking toxic tar sands, plastic gyres in the ocean, multiple nuclear meltdowns, wars, more burning villages. No amount of horror is gonna fucking make a dent in the psyche of this species. So fucking give everybody a sword, put us all in the ring, and we'll just fucking hack each other to pieces, and the side that has the most number of people left standing, they get to run the planet. Because I just don't want to continue like this. You know? It's just fucking pointless. And with that, I will end this